Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Braincake. I am Jimothy, aka Jim, as most would call me. Kiwi is randomly missing. It's a strange, rare occurrence when this man is missing from his own goddamn podcast. But in his place, I have found a very handsome devil in that of Ham-Bone himself. Adam, how are you, sir?
Doing good, Bubby. What's up?
I'm not a lot. I'm having a good time. Let's just put it that way. I'm in a good mood today.
I'm glad to see you in a good mood.
It's as Kiwi is missing. It's also a very rare occurrence to see that in me.
Yes.
Listen how happy and upbeat I sound. Doesn't it make you want to vomit?
I kind of want to puke a little.
Yeah, I'm kind of gonna lower this front because it's all bullshit. So now I'm just gonna go back to me.
Okay.
How's that sound? Does that sound better?
Hey, Jimothy. How are you?
Does this sound like the real me now?
Yeah, you're more you.
I'm more
than
me.
You usually are.
Yeah, there you go. I took my medicine today.
I'm happy.
You should be happy. I'm very happy. Kiwi, when you hear this, just know we love you and these nuts.
Oh, love you, man.
He loves these nuts.
Does he? What about these nuts?
No, not those nuts. It's these nuts.
Oh, okay.
These nuts are the nuts he craves. Not those. Not those nuts. These nuts.
He's got the crave.
He can fantasize about those nuts, but these nuts are the only nuts he can have.
Nice. A little teabag action on the computer.
Oh, yeah. On the computer, huh?
Yeah.
Put it as a screensaver?
Sure.
Put it as a background?
I like that. No,
It's his lock screen on his phone.
Lock screen on phone, because that's the first thing going to pop up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have something very polite. Polite?
You worry me when you say polite.
Well,
It's never good.
Well, there's a reason I didn't mean to say that. It was an incorrect word choice. So, that's not what I meant at all.
Okay.
So, fear not, young man. I have something I want to show this gentleman that is here with me today.
Oh, God.
We kind of want to discuss some music with one another. And here, as of a few weeks ago, as we are recording this, a band that was kind of prominent, maybe in some circles, in the early 2000s, would you say? Would that be right?
I believe so.
And that of Puddle of Mudd. Now, Puddle of Mudd, I would say, is most likely known for one track. At least in my opinion.
What would that be?
What the fuck is it? Met a girl, thought she was grand. Like, she fucking hates me. Is that it? That's the track. Yeah, that's the only track I had ever really known of them, and as far as I can tell, that's the most exposure a lot of people had ever had to them without really looking any further. I mean, I was probably in high school when it came out.
Like early thousands, like you said, you know.
Middle school. I take that back. I was in late middle school.
They were pretty big, like in 05, 04. They had a few good hits, like Blurry, you know.
Well, hell, in 05, well, I was in high school then. Never fucking mind.
Well, you was there.
Yeah, I was there. Unfortunately, those
We
are
was
some
chilling.
Yeah, we were chilling, but those are some bad times thinking about that musically.
Fucking trying to eat lunch, not be too cold, because that was the coldest fucking high school in the world. So.
Now look, something like Puddle of Mudd. There's other bands I would also put in that vein, like not Mudvayne. Mudvayne's okay, sometimes. They got weird.
I like Mudvayne.
They got weird after a few years.
Dig, man.
I mean, dig, like that's early Mudvayne though. That was what I'm talking about.
Era.
That's like boom boom bam boom boom bam boom boom bam.
Like, what would you like classify that as? Like new metal?
Yeah, I would definitely call that more new metal.
2000s brought us a lot of different shit, and it kind of paved the way for what was to come. But
but for the new metal was a pretty that genre never held up. It's rough.
It gone.
But really, there's a lot of deathcore I feel like is like that now. It really took a lot of the rap influence that new metal took from rap itself.
Yes.
And incorporate. It's just with breakdowns now. It's new metal with breakdowns, in a sense. I mean, like I like new metal, but I like deathcore too. but I don't prefer those genres a lot. I just nitpick from both.
Yeah.
But besides Puddle of Mudd, you have bands like Buck Cherry. God. Shit makes me want to puke every time I hear Buck Cherry.
Like, you're talking about new metal and stuff like that. I mean, like Korn, I guess, would be kind of...
Korn was early new metal. Yeah, Korn was probably like one of the earliest variants of new metal, I would say.
Slipknot in 99 and stuff like that.
I don't know if I would call Slipknot new metal. Some people would. I wouldn't consider them that. It's like System of a Down is considered new metal by a lot of people.
No,
I've never got that impression by them at all. I always thought they were more... really, I couldn't put a finger on it. I always thought they were more experimental or avant-garde type of music.
What about Cold Chamber? You remember them?
Unfortunately, I remember Cold Chamber.
That was the biggest regret of any CD I ever bought.
Shock the Monkey!
Oh, shut up.
God, you talk about Sharon Osbourne had them under her fucking pigeon chest in her cocoon trying to protect these babies and their coal.
What kind of fucked up name, for one? But anyway.
The name, you know what? I won't even give the name that bad of a knock. Cold Chamber. It kind of fit.
Coal.
It kind of fit the time period. It would have matched the genre. I feel like. Because Limp Bizkit, I mean, what kind of fucking name is Limp Bizkit?
Sorry, I had to puke.
I mean, it's understandable. And I've had this discussion with Keegan before. I mean, like, well, I don't think we've ever discussed it on Braincake, but we've talked about it before, that Limp Bizkit, I feel, and you know the type of music I listen to some rather intense music.
Yes.
From, like, Dying Fetus to fucking Pig Destroyer and stuff like that. When I was getting
introduced to, like, punk and, like, Green Day and stuff, it was you and some blasting ass head banging awesome ass shit, like Cannibal Corpse, man.
I'm chanting you to hell type music.
Yeah. I think you introduced me to hell, so.
Mm-hmm. But even, like, there's just riffs that are heavy. Like Metallica by today's standards compared to some of the crunchy stuff you could hear, they're not that heavy, but they are heavy. Metallica's super fucking heavy in their own right, in their own way.
Oh, yeah.
But
they're not as heavy now as they used to be.
Oh, they're definitely not as heavy now as they once were. But I mean, like, their peak was in the late 80s anyway.
Oh yeah, early 90s.
I mean, like, I'd say that would almost depend. Do you consider that Black Album their cutoff?
I consider that. Like Magnetic was a piece of. I was not. No.
I've not been big on anything from them since Injustice for All, so I've been kind of jaded. But fuck Metallica, that's not why we're here today, folks.
What are we here for, Jim?
Well, I'll tell you why we're here, you handsome son of a bitch.
Oh.
We are here because I want to play you a cover of a song that I think a lot of people, if they grew up in the 90s, they were probably familiar with a band called Nirvana.
Oh, yeah.
Classic grunge band. I mean, like, really, probably a lot would argue probably the figurehead of the entire grunge movement in that time period.
He's the father of grunge, man. In
my
opinion.
I mean, like, do you have, like, a big forward, like, I don't know if you listen to a lot of grunge. Or did you ever listen? Were you into grunge?
It kind of just depended. I was a big Nirvana fan at that time, but let alone I was young when Kurt died. I was roughly 8, but
he killed himself on my birthday. Fun fact.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday, Jim.
Happy birthday to me.
Hey, Bobby. Happy birthday, but MTV just came on, and it looked like Kurt Cobain just done shot himself.
Yeah, that one fella on the MTV news station. He said he sure did blow his head off with a shotgun.
Courtney Love out there making lies. Sorry, conspiracy.
I find that fascinating sometimes, though. I'm not one to give in the conspiracies, but that one does fascinate me to some degree. Is the Courtney Love, Kurt Cobain, like, murder, suicide, like, whodunit type scenario, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't kill himself, he did kill himself. I'm under the impression he blew his fucking brains out. I think people just make up excuses sometimes to cope with suicide because they don't want to believe the reasons that are most likely evident. You know what I mean?
They don't want to admit to what the fault may have been.
Right. And they don't want it's shifting blame somewhere else. True. Is really that's how I feel about it anyway. Kind of feels like you're just shifting the blame somewhere else. But anyway, I was gonna say before I got to the Nirvana thing, I asked you about the being a fan of grunge because have you ever thought of a big four? You know how there's the big four of metal in the 80s with Megadeth, Metallica, Anthrax, and Slayer.
Well,
what was the big four in grunge? Because I've always thought, and it may be a thing anyway, but I feel it's Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam,
Temple of the Dog, you know, but that was. But anyway,
Pearl Jam and Nirvana.
I agree.
It's a pretty fair four, I would feel.
Would you put Smashing Pumpkins in that list?
No, they're all. I would put them in alternative. I wouldn't consider them grunge at all.
They kind of came out of that. That's what
they feel gritty like grunge. I feel they have that same type of grittiness to them. It like feels raw when you hear it.
Right.
But the song "About a Girl" by Nirvana. I'm sure you've heard that one before.
Of course I have.
It's a classic, really.
It's one of the top hits they have.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite Nirvana song personally. I don't know. What's your favorite?
I forgot the exact name of it, but it's like where it's "Grandma take me home, Grandma take me home."
I definitely don't recall that. I'm not sure what that is.
You will hear that before you leave tonight.
Oh, don't threaten me like that, young man. As I have invaded your home with my recording equipment and said, "Hey, I'm going to subject you to a beating, a visual and auditory beating."
I'm currently tied up to my chair at this moment.
Yes, you
forced
are.
against my own will.
You love it, and I really want you to take some more of it.
Oh God.
So, Puddle of Mudd decided they were going to do a cover version of "About a Girl."
Okay.
This is 2020 Puddle of Mudd. 2020 Puddle of Mudd. This surfaced on the internet, I would say, roughly as of we're recording this, about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
The last I saw the like to dislike ratio, there was 2.8K thumbs up and like 8.6 thumbs down.
Oh my.
Oh, it's very overwhelming.
Well, for one, back in the day, I would have said, because I was a fan of those, I'd like to hear him do a Kurt Cobain song. Like,
really?
Maybe back in the day.
You really had this thought? Like, I'm dead serious.
Well,
you really had this thought?
I was listening to him and, like, Seether at one time.
Oh, yeah. Well,
but I was giving him the benefit of the doubt at the time.
I see.
So here it is, 15 years later.
Oh, my God. I don't even want to think about how long it's been.
I've got some disagreements with Puddle of Mudd now, not knowing what you're about to show me. Just because they sounded great to me, but when I finally got to see them in concert, the lead singer comes out in a bedazzled pink guitar, is drunk as fuck, and started flipping off the crowd saying we wasn't loud enough, and he hadn't even started yet.
Where did you see this at?
In a little town called Pikeville, Kentucky.
What was the venue? I've never been to a show out that
I forgot the name because that kind of ruined my experience. I was there to see Shinedown, back in my opinion, their heyday, 2010.
Oh, it's the Pikeville
Yes.
Center, or the Pike Arena.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah,
I know what it is. Yeah. I've never been there, but
it's not as big as like Rupp Arena, about half the size, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. It's a fairly small venue. I know what you're talking about, for sure.
He left after the first song, and the band continued to play like troopers. I respect them, but I find him as a big piece of crap.
Oh my goodness, a fucking drama queen. Sure, that isn't there. It's like
that's what I'd call him.
Who's the fat fuck from? Is it Guns N' Roses?
Axl Rose.
Is it Axl Rose?
Yeah.
He's
he's relatable.
Doesn't he have some very questionable onstage tactics before it shows too, like where he's walked off or he's refused to play or
refused to play. You get stuck him good hell out of there.
Oh! Oh my! Wow, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
Don't sit on that.
I am sorry, headphone users. Don't sit on that. What? I sit on a cucumber? I was doing squats in the cucumber garden. Oh, no respect.
R.I.P. George.
No respect. I shut a locker with a mop.
I about said George Carlin.
George Carlin, don't you?
I respect him, dude.
George Carlin. Talk about a comedian, George Carlin, yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield, Adam.
George Carlin, yeah. He said it. He said to a bartender, he said, "Make me a zombie." He said, "God beat him to it." No respect at all. Neither for George or for me.
His stuff just seems to last.
Who, Dangerfield?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Keegan had talked about that before on the show once, and yeah, for sure, man. Like it seems like, and people that are in that know anyway, like his name has kind of been forgotten in the sands of time. I feel like younger generations would have no idea, but I don't think they would even get his humor. He's just a one-line joke machine. But really, I feel like if anything, his style of humor, just one-liners, should cater to generations now because the attention spans are so short. His jokes are so fast, you'd be able to keep up with it.
Oh, yeah.
Because by the time you listen to it, it's like, oh, blink, you forgot. What happened? Here's another joke. All right, good. Good, my brain keeps up with this. I like fast stuff.
What was the movie he was in where he went to school?
Back to school.
Okay, 'cause here it is, 2020, and I just recently watched that for the first time.
It's great. Oh,
it really is.
It's a great movie.
Like,
hey, you want to know how to look skinny? You hang out with fat people.
Uh-huh. That's a leg slapper.
Oh, it's a knee jerker. It's a knee slapper. It's a fucking rib breaker. It's a lung buster. It's a yee-hee-hee. I don't know what that is.
You know what I'm ready for?
What are you ready for?
It's something that you're about to show me.
I don't know if
I'm worried about this.
I mean, you may be. I mean, like, would you like me to read the article that led me to it first, or would you like to experience the audio and visual disaster you're about to, and then I follow it up with the article?
I'm not going to be biased, so
yeah, okay. Let me.
Just read to me.
Are you sure? Would you like me to?
That is not going to change my opinion. So.
There's only one opinion you're gonna have.
Like, if my soul feels disturbed about this music, I'm going to be very upset. Tell you about it.
Well, A Puddle of Mudd's embarrassing cover of Nirvana's "About a Girl" goes viral. Oh. This article is courtesy of Metal Injection. That was where I initially had found it and stumbled across it. The article states, a video of Puddle of Mudd and Wes Scantlin doing an acoustic cover of Nirvana's "About a Girl" has gone viral, and not because it's good. To be honest, it's nice to be writing about blah, 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 whatever. They have to throw in here that he's been clean since 2017.
Thank God.
I mean, like, yeah, that's a great thing, but it doesn't change the fact that what you're about to hear is a fucking abortion to anybody's eardrums that could ever be bestowed upon them. Well, we don't really give a fuck about his past behaviors. We want to know about this. He picked his life up after he got clean and whatnot. And of course, when the band was popular, there was comparisons between his voice and that of Nirvana vocalist Kurt Cobain. Well, I guess that kind of goes back to what you said earlier when you were listening to him in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, that you wanted to hear some type of Nirvana cover. But maybe not. Would it have been in an acoustic setting like this is, or would it have been more? Because it's more. This is more. This video is like an unplugged type of style.
In my opinion, then.
Or would it need to be more like grungy?
It would have had to have been grungy.
Like the electric.
Yep.
Need all the electric. Gotcha. I mean, like, I can kind of see that. Maybe if that was the route they had went. No, even with this song, no, I take that back. Even with this song, I don't think this would work at all. His voice is, it's just, I don't know.
I've just got weird feelings about this.
You have weird feelings? Yeah. Well, you're about to have uncomfortable feelings, I'm sure.
Though, about, like, when you read me something, like, that's not going to be opinionated to me because I've seen bad reviews on really fucking good movies.
Mm-hmm.
So...
But there are universally panned bad things that most people can recognize as bad or recognize as good.
I mean, you can smell shit in the next room.
Right. Okay, so here it says, while Kurt Cobain and Scantlin may have similar tones in their voice, Cobain's vocal range is a bit higher. and it leads to Scantlin singing the song terribly out of key. The video has a 10-to-1 dislike ratio, or dislike to like ratio. Now let me tell you, it's a very beautiful thing. Now I want you to sit here and process your thoughts. I'm going to be right back. Vamp for me for just about 10 seconds. Say your prayers. Tell the listeners that you love them and you don't want to suffer any more pain.
Hey, just saying, anybody listening out there, they can come untie me. He's most likely left the house, me tied up. I need food and water. This quarantine's horrible, and the man just bombarded my home. So, please send help. Send smokes.
Don't send anything, people. Leave this man to his own devices. He asked for this.
They'll know. They'll know.
Oh, will they?
They'll know.
Actually, he didn't ask for this at all, ladies and gentlemen. And whatever you claim to be.
I love his presence, though. He's a wonderful person, but when he leaves, you become sad.
Who, me?
Yeah.
When I leave, I become sad?
I become sad.
Oh, you become sad. I was about to say, it's like, I don't know. I'm just indifferent whenever I leave a room. I'm just like, I'm just leaving a room.
It just happened. You're driving down the road. Well, there's another mile. That just happened.
Well, I have to ask you, young man, are you ready for this?
Not really, but
not really.
Do it.
Not really, but carry on. You all are about to experience this and go along with this journey with us. We may pause on and off throughout this adventure, just because it just seems like the necessary thing to do if we need to insert some commentary. We can talk over it, but that just seems like an unfair thing to do. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ham, okay. I would like to present to you all Puddle of Mudd's very beautiful, unplugged version of Nirvana's About a Girl.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's so gorgeous.
Wait. Just no. Hold up.
What's up?
Like, does he know where his fingers are?
I mean, I hope he would after this many years of playing. Does he? Do you know where his fingers should be?
Like, I had to stop it, man. Like,
should they be in his nose?
All right. I'm gonna say there's a technical difficulty or something. Now they're gonna get back to it. Okay.
All right, we'll roll with it. I have no idea. Yeah, man, they're jamming it out. Yeah.
Oh.
Hell yeah. He looks like Beavis.
Oh, stop this madness.
He said stop the pain.
I need you. Get up. That's not how Kurt sung with his fucking teeth out, you bucktooth son of a bitch. Oh my god. Oh my god. You have not changed. You fucking sobered up and became a horse. Fuck.
Wait, sobered up and became a horse?
Continue. Oh.
Yeah. This is horrible. It's great. Listen at him. He knows how to...
Are you making fun of Kurt Cobain?
Yeah. It's like... Oh my god.
Am I watching Adult Swim and this is a spoof of something? Like, is this video edited?
If Kurt Cobain were still alive after he watched this, he would probably promptly kill himself.
Maybe Kurt saw the future that night and this was the future.
He might have.
Because, damn. Oh my god, man.
Did you hear that?
Dude, I heard people playing guitars in front of gas stations wanting a ride, you know, that can play and sing better than this asshole. And he's got a record deal.
Did you see the bassist?
No.
The next time it comes to the bassist, I need you to pay very close attention to his face. He very much looks like he does not want to be there. He looks like he'd rather be at his best friend's funeral than be in this fucking room playing this song.
Okay, look at this guy. He's like, I'm just playing this song for the money. I hate this asshole.
There he is. He just...
Oh my gosh. He's just like, I don't give a fuck.
His eyes are soulless.
I'm just going to hit the top string a couple times.
He said, please. Does anyone have any good drugs?
If I was David Grohl, I'd run down there and punch him in the fucking face.
Why now?
Maybe that would fix it. Is this what happens after years of not alcohol and shooting up?
Yeah, this is very much what happens as a direct result of those things.
And this is why I'm not a fan anymore.
Oh my god.
10 years strong, motherfuckers.
Oh man, I never could get into this stuff. It's painful though.
Dude. I apologize to the audience and everyone listening.
I don't. Fuck you. You deserve this.
You look up the video.
I'm kidding. You don't deserve this. Yeah, you should definitely look up the video. Owe it to yourself. Just type in "Puddle of Mudd" about a girl. Really, just type in "Puddle of." Most likely, you're going to get that as your top initial result search.
His lighter or something? He looks like he's got something up his ass just the whole fucking time.
His career.
Well,
his career.
Damn.
He took his whole career, shoved it up his pooper.
I wasn't expecting much at this point, but I was gonna give them the benefit of that. Oh, maybe they might live up to that expectation.
Let's see some comments here. Let's see what some of the YouTube community has to say. Would you like to know what some of the YouTube community has to say as feedback to this song?
Oh, let me hear it, Jim.
Finally, the theme for 2020 is here.
Oh my, tell me more.
Oh, that's actually pretty accurate. The CIA plays this on repeat when they trying to break people.
Yep.
This is literally the worst thing that has ever happened to Kurt Cobain.
Yep.
If you think Kurt is turning in his grave, you're wrong. He's laughing his ass off. 100% respect to him. Never saw anyone play this good while successfully beating Tourette's before. Wow.
I had something to say, but I wouldn't.
The bassist looks like he's having an existential life crisis. The guitarist looks like he's holding in his laughter. The drummer is too ashamed to hold his head up. And the singer looks like he's trying to take a massive shit and then decided it would be a good time to sing a Nirvana cover while he was at it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the correct summary of this entire video. That you couldn't nail it any better.
No.
Visually, that is what you see. Summed it up to a T. And it's very sad. He actually sounds a lot like Kurt Cobain. ... If he'd survived the shotgun blast.
Ooh. Maybe if Courtney pointed it just a little to the left.
A little to the left. Oh, so are you in that camp of Courtney did it? Or do you think Kurt shot himself?
I think she convinced him and wrote most of the note. Or killed him and made it look the way it did. I got some things about how the gun was placed in the room. Blah, blah, blah. But also I think she was up to this song that this dude just played. Maybe that was Courtney in disguise. In my opinion, that was Courtney Love in disguise.
Wait, Puddle of Mudd is Courtney Love?
Yep. Because
holy shit, it makes sense.
That piece of shit of a singer.
They both screech like parrots and they both love drugs. They belong
together. She'd be on his dick by tonight.
That's great. That sounds beautiful. I think that sounds like something that the world needs to experience.
I think I'll do what Kurt did before that.
No, come on. No, come on. Like, I think he killed himself because, I mean, look at him.
By the way.
He looked fucking miserable to me. His whole existence, he looked... I mean, like, I know I've seen people share pictures like, look, here's a thread of pictures of Kurt Cobain smiling. Well, that's good. It's a picture.
He hated being noticed. He hated being that guy. He didn't want to have fame. He just wanted to write music and spread art, really.
But then he got famous, kept doing it, blew his brains out, sure.
MTV shoving shit down your throat, and you're the next big thing, and you're still riding around in a fucking van with 3 or 4 guys.
Mm-hmm. And I can get, I suppose I could see where people would get that Courtney Love had something to do with it or had some type of involvement. I really don't know that. I would never be able to tell. No, none of us will. It's kind of like, it's just one of those unsolved things, really. We'll never know it.
I mean, I hate to shit on her, but she done flushed the toilet.
No, I mean, like, no, I wouldn't. I would dare not argue with you that Courtney Love is a shit show. I can't argue that at all.
I mean, did you ever see like when they got inducted into the Hall of Fame? I think it's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You can correct me.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, she couldn't hold her shit together for that. I'm like, come on, you're the one getting the royalties off of this. You're a lot to blame for what happened. Why can't you hold it together? It's like she's making fun of it.
Mm-hmm. Also felt like, wasn't she on a roast? Didn't she do a Comedy Central roast not too long ago? And somebody, was it Bieber maybe?
I think it may have been.
I feel like it was,
but she was horrible.
I mean, like I like maybe people could clarify for me. Is that just how she is? Like, is she always like wobbly and sounds like she's fucked up at all times, or is she literally just like fucking partying around the clock?
I think 1994 never ended.
Oh, well, that's you know what? I think that's a good answer. I think that's a very good answer, young man.
So, kids, if you didn't grow up in the 90s and you're listening to this shit, that's kind of the 90s right there.
Don't do heroin is the moral of the story here.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs. Have you ever heard of the involvement, potentially, there was also another conspiracy that El Duce had some involvement, and he has went as far as taking claim for Kurt Cobain's death himself.
Like
said that Kurt Cobain had put him up to it. And like, yeah, that interview, he had done that maybe, he died, I think, maybe not even 2 months after that interview had taken place. He had got drunk and got hit, I think, by a car or a train. I know that's a big leap from a car or a train. It's like, well, oh no, he might have got hit by a train, he might have got hit by a jet. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
It's a big gap. But either way, like he got drunk, passed out, and got hit. I'm pretty sure he passed out on train tracks is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice.
That's a lovely way to go.
That's okay. El Duce made rape rock. He's pretty shitty. He's a pretty shitty person. I mean, like, I've listened to the Mentors. I don't know if you've ever heard them before.
I may have heard a song by them, but no.
That was his band. They tried to popularize and coin the term rape rock, which basically that was like what their songs and their message basically was promoting.
You know, I'm all about like the heavy shit. I'm all about talking it all out, man. Talking about
like, it's not even like hard rock. Oh no, this young man over here is passing away. Ladies and gentlemen, R.I.P. Ham, the Puddle of Mudd song has finally poisoned this system.
Oh, God. I feel like, singing like this.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's what's happened. Like, his throat has attacked my throat. He gave me the corona through this damn video.
Oh, no. It's transmissible. I saw something the other day that said that it's transmissible through, or like that it was found in semen. I'm like, who the fuck cares? At this point, it's in everything. It's on everybody. It's on everything you touch. Who cares? It exists. We exist. Deal with it. Let's just deal with it. Come on, bring it on. Lay the smack down. Bring it to me. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Booyah. Kumbaya, my lord.
It's like the flu, man. You're going to fucking get it.
I don't know if I would say it's a flu-like in symptom, but flu-like in terms of you're going to catch it eventually. Yeah. There's too many strains of it floating out there.
Killing off people more and more. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of mixed reviews and statistics on this, so I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I don't either. Like, I don't know how we got there. Let's go back to where I don't know. Let's I don't even remember how we even got there. How the fuck did we go there?
I feel like the song kind of messed with us.
Oh my God, yeah, Puddle of Mudd fucking tried to... Puddle of Mudd has ruined the show. They tried to... We came in like a bolt of lightning, trying to strike in on this podcast while the iron was hot.
I would classify them as rape rock, because I feel like I just got raped.
Well, you probably... Well,
my ears did.
Your ears got violated, so technically you're probably... Yeah, I would say you have an argument. You have an argument in court.
Take that to Congress.
It would take Puddle of Mudd to court for that.
That'd be awesome.
What are you going to sue them for? They can't have much. They can't have much.
Give me the year I listened to you guys hardback,
Oh my God. What a strange time period of music when I think about it. There was some odd shit floating around. People think music's weird now.
Like we was talking in the 90s about grunge, it was darker. Then you kind of went to like the alternative stuff really started picking up. And then all of a sudden 2000 hit. And it was like, not only did like video, anything on TV, all that kind of brightened up, more millennial, like
It
just.
started getting more pop rocky.
Yeah.
I felt. I would say an overlooked
Cleaning
genre.
it up, I guess.
An overlooked genre in the early to mid 90s is ska.
Ska.
It's fucking ska. I think of Nickelodeon, man, in the 90s every time I think of ska. That's all you would hear.
Ska.
It was fucking ska music. Yeah, shit like Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Okay.
Yeah. Throw me some saxophone. There you go.
Oh,
if there's some saxophone, brother, it's probably ska.
Y'all, that was the era of fedoras.
Hell
And, like,
yes.
was it fisherman hats and stuff.
Oh yeah, give me some fisherman hats. I'll tell you one of my favorite bands from the 90s is Promise.
Promise.
Fucking
I dig
Promise.
that. When I was a big fat bear.
That was a band I wanted to see this year. They're on my list of bands that I still want to see.
Agreed.
I have a bucket list of them. I've checked a lot of them off. I mean, a lot of them are just. I mean, it's not like I do not like the idea of big shows. I don't like big concerts at all. Like big venues. I like smaller, intimate to mid-sized venues.
I find them more interesting. Like I've been to big arenas.
I think they're more
festivals.
fun because like just standing room only, man.
Right.
There's no seats. You guys stand in the pit.
I have sat
Yeah.
at an arena before. There's no fun. You just.
I have too.
Whatever. But like me and you's been to this one video in Lexington
Video.
venue. You remember that one concert we went seen when it was Slaughter to Prevail?
What was that lineup? Help me out. Slaughter to Prevail.
Was Spite there?
I have no idea who that
can't
is.
remember.
Something Hate. I don't know.
Anyway.
This was one of those shows, ladies and gentlemen, that I had had entirely too much to drink at. I was not a big drinker. I haven't been for many years. But this is one of the few occasions I gave into. I will drink at shows occasionally. Usually I will very much dabble in the cabbage, though, so to speak. That's more attuned to my liking at concerts.
I used to do that, the drinking, but anymore, I feel like you grow out of that period of your life.
Well, I just get tired of feeling like shit the older I get. I could have like maybe a beer, man, and I'll feel it the next day.
Which there's nothing wrong with coming home and having a beer.
No, there's nothing wrong
Moderation.
with it. In moderation, there's nothing wrong with anything in moderation and responsibility. Like you could fucking shoot meth in your arm for all I give a fuck. Just as long as you're not hurting anybody and you can do it in moderation and not hook yourself on the shit.
Not saying we agree with
No,
that.
I'm not. I know I'm not promoting meth use. I wouldn't say that. I'm not promoting people go out
See
and
what the
fucking put
song
needles in
does.
their arm. But I'm just saying. Look, I will say this: if you are going to use meth, you were going to do it long before I ever even proposed the idea of even shooting it in your arm. Don't shoot it in your arm. Don't be a dumbass if you're going to do it. I would recommend not doing it at all. But if you're going to do it, don't do it that way. No. And don't go outside. And actually, you know what? Don't do meth. Fuck meth. More I think about it, don't do meth at all. I know people that have done meth. I have worked with people that have been on meth. It's not a fun time to be around it. Mm-mm. Neither is heroin. I would rather just avoid all of that altogether. Yep. Just smoke marijuana, people. How about that? Just smoke marijuana cigarettes.
In legalized states.
In legalized states, yes, absolutely. And if you don't live in a legal state, that's okay. Just meet somebody.
Wait it out.
Yeah, just wait it out. Somebody will come to you. If you look like you want it, somebody will find you, I would say, probably. But I'm not promoting that either. Let's just move away from drugs. I don't even know how we got there.
It's not good to do drugs, nor listen to Puddle of Mudd, okay?
That's right. Okay. If you're going to do drugs, listen to something like Grateful Dead or Pink Floyd, okay? You put on some little bit of doobies. Put on a little bit of doobies.
You can scoot along. Yeah.
Scoot along. This ain't like Mr. Mackey. It's more like Bill Clinton. Okay?
I did not do sexual. I did not.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I did not inhale.
You
Adam,
what?
Why you hiding your face?
I'm just thinking of like, you know, George Bush going in the office after Bill, like all the shit he found, you know, under the desk and in his office.
I bet he didn't find my dirty mags.
I found them under the second drawer.
I bet they were sticky, dude.
Who's that one bitch in there?
That's don't worry about it.
Oh God, tell me that wasn't Hillary.
Oh Lord, no. That wasn't Hillary.
Just think of that for a minute.
I wiped my nut rag on her dress.
Oh, just like you did that cigar.
What cigar?
He shoved the cigar up their puss, I guess.
Oh, well, I like my cigar to be pussy flavored. Pussy flavored cigars. Lip smacking good.
You want some pussy lip rolling papers?
Why are you offering him a cigar? I want to know. Why are you offering this man a cigar? He did nothing to earn it.
He needed it, man. He needed it.
He didn't look like he needed it. He looked like he didn't need it. He didn't need to have oral relations in the Oval Office.
Bernie?
Yes.
Are you with us, Bernie?
Yes.
I thought you disappeared.
No.
I had faith in you, and you come to me.
I felt it was necessary to back out. I didn't see a point in continuing on with my journey. I'm getting rather old in my age. I'm just kidding. That has nothing to do with it.
Bernie, you gotta answer the people this. Did you know they was going to play this song that we just listened to? Did you know anything about Puddle of Mudd and their disgrace?
This was actually the first exposure I've ever had to Puddle of Mudd.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, I think it's great. I think I think it's pleasing to the ear. I think I would play this on loop every day. I think this should be the national anthem of New Zealand.
Oh boy.
Not the United States. It would have nothing to do with us. But I will say it would be my favorite track of New Zealand.
Rewrite the song. It's about a burn.
It is not about a burn. It is about a girl. That's what they said. He made pig noises in the song. I enjoyed it.
Do you find him a little buttheadish, like in the show Beavis and Butthead?
I don't know what a butthead is. What's a butthead?
Our current president.
Now that, yes, I agree. He is a orange ass. He is a carrot and a buffoon. We cannot have this deranged lunatic in our office, ruining everything, pissing on minorities, taking away the rights of everyone. He is against the poor and the sick and the unhealthy and the stupid.
I would have voted for you if you hated Puddle of Mudd. You lost me, Burn.
Now listen here. Puddle of Mudd, he is a recovering addict. He should be commended. I know what you're thinking. Does that make his music good? Yes, it does. It makes him more remarkable, so therefore that influences how his music sounds. Because when you listen to music, you also incorporate the personality of whoever you're listening to, and for some reason that influences how we feel about what we hear. It could be a dope banger of a track, but we sit here and act as though it's beneath us, when really you could be like, wow, this is a fucking slamming track. Instead we sit here with a thumbs up our ass, and we wonder why.
Thank you, Bernie.
You're welcome. Be sure to vote for Biden. because I bowed out a few episodes of braincake ago, and I also said I endorse Bernie, and fuck you, and peace.
See you, Bernie. Check will be in the mail.
Boy, he earned it. Yeah, I think I can untie you now. I think I think your sentence has been lifted. As I think the sentence of the listeners have been listened to, or not listened, it has been lifted as well. You all are no longer being held captive by Jimothy. Kiwi, this is why you do not leave your own show, pal. You have as revolving host. You don't let the revolving hosts host the show. Don't give us that free power, because that's how you end up with shenanigans such as this. And any closing statements from you, young man? You handsome motherfucker.
Hey, glad to be here. Glad to be part of this.
Glad to have you.
I'm glad I can open a little can of disappointment on some bands I don't like. So,
and I'm sorry if I put a bad taste in any in your mouth of any band you used to like.
It's just an opinion.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you still liked Puddle of Mudd.
Oh, hell no. Like, I like a couple of their old songs, but I wouldn't listen to them, like, personally. I wouldn't look them up.
Okay.
Anymore.
Okay, so no harm, no foul then.
Oh, no.
We hope you've enjoyed this installment of Braincake, and we shall catch you in the next one, my pretties. Bye.